this is so important, okay? If you don't know how to use these, you're at a massive disadvantage and you don't know what's really going on within your Amazon FBA business. What's going on, guys? Today I want to talk about Amazon Seller Central reports, okay? So there's so many reports on Amazon Seller Central. Which ones should we focus on? Which ones we can ignore? I'll tell you, some of these are crucial for your business to understand. So I'm going to walk through what I look at, what I think is important, as well as ones that just, if you're not looking at it, this can make or break your Amazon business. Because if you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, you could be at a huge disadvantage and just literally burning money. If you don't know where that money's going, how much you're being charged for this, and Amazon nickel and diming you here and there, you can't have control of your business because you don't know what's going on. So today I'm gonna do a full tutorial on screen about all the reports you should be looking at that are crucial for your business to actually succeed, and the numbers you should be looking at daily, if not weekly, okay? That's how important these are. So if you're serious about your business, understanding the numbers, understanding how you can actually make money and make profit and what your margins are, make sure you watch till the end. Real quick before we get started, just want to introduce myself to anybody new to the channel. My name's Cameron James. I've been selling Amazon going on 6 years now. So I know a little thing or two. I've made all the mistakes in the books. I've learned from those. And so hopefully you can learn from me as well and avoid those mistakes yourself. If you want to learn everything about Amazon FBA, what to avoid, what to do, tutorials, then make sure you subscribe down below. Other than that, guys, we're going to hop right into it. I'm going to show you exactly what reports you must know about. All right, guys, so jump into my Seller Central account here. We can see I have a live active account, just one of these that I work on from time to time, just for some fun. But anyways, I'm going to show you the reports back on this, right? Because I wanted to have a little data to work with you guys here. So if we go down to here, okay, so there's obviously a lot to learn when it comes to your Amazon accounts, but what we're going to be focusing on is reports here. So you see there's a lot of options here. So I'm going to tell you which ones to actually dig deep into, which ones you can probably ignore for now, and what they actually do and how to use them, okay? So the first one we're going to talk about, so just hang tight. Like if there's one you definitely want to dig into, just hang tight with me, be patient. I'm going to be going over things that are very crucial. So things you may not know about yet that are actually important that you should be thinking about and researching on and checking on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, whatever it may be, okay? So the first we're going to talk about is probably the most important, in my opinion, report, and that's payments, okay? So if we click on payments here, I'm going to open this in a new tab for us. So if we click into payments here, guys, we can see that we get a payments dashboard. There's quite a bit here. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to know about here. So this page, which probably you guys know about, but if you haven't gone back here yet, guys, like, again, this is the most important reports you need to know about. You need to know where the freak your money is going, okay? So pardon my French there, but this is the most important thing. People come to me all the time like, Cam, like, I have like negative $200 in my account. I sold like 100 products. Like, where the heck is my money? Have you looked into your payments dashboard? Do you know what's going on there? Oh, no, I don't. So this is where you do that. This is where it's necessity, like 110%. If you're an Amazon seller, you need to know how this functions on the back end here. So we see the statement view here. So this has been recently updated not too long ago, but to me, this is nonsense. Like I hate this. I rather see these numbers in like a Helium 10 profit tracker. So if you have Helium 10, which link will be down below if you guys need that, but essentially you can link this up to your Helium 10 account and you can see your profits on a daily report, because to me, this is just, it's nonsense to me. Like this isn't done very well, but you can see some numbers here. What I care about the most is transaction view right here. Okay. So I'm going to hit transaction view. So hopping in the transactional view, this is most important because if I scroll down here, we can see every order, every transaction that hits my account. So if it's a product that's ordered here, if it's a refund, if it's advertising, whatever it may be, you see it through transactional lens here. Okay, why this is so important, because if we scroll down, we can see all types of stuff. So the stuff that's blurred here, these are product sales, which will hop into what these look like on the back end. So you see order payment here. We see refund right here as well. So what's going on with the refund? So negative amount here, which we can talk about a little bit more. And we go back down, we have subscription fee here. Then we go down a little bit more. We have previous reserve amount balance, current reserve amount. So that's just like when things are getting transferred into your bank account. So you can see that money goes from your account balance to your actual bank over here. Then if we keep going down, we have others. So these other ones are a little confusing, and you can click into these to learn a little bit more, which hopefully we'll get to an example here as well. And then we go down here and we see FBA removal order disposal fee. So what's going on here? So you're getting charged money for things that need to be removed from Amazon. So this could be return products that are no longer sellable. It could be they got damaged in the warehouse. And so the reports that we're going to look at later can actually tell us, did we get charged for that? Did we get reimbursed? And you can actually see it on this level here. So this one looks like if I don't find anything afterwards that I haven't got reimbursed, this is something that's probably my fault that I need to look into a little bit more. So this is where you guys, I know it's a lot, but this is where we look into like, what the heck's going on? So if we can find little things going on, like it's like, what is going on here? We can look more into it. We can learn that if Amazon is just wrong and we need to make a case to fix these things, or if we just need to essentially like, okay, that's built into the fixed cost years, but at least I know that's why I didn't get $30 more on my account transfer. And that's why I'm negative $30 this month. Okay. So that's how important it is there. We have cost of advertising here. So you can have this charged to your credit card or your Amazon bank here, not Amazon bank, but your Amazon account balance. And so I have this one go through my account balance just because I don't want a credit card link to this. I'm trying to this business it's a lean one just for kind of fun. And I'm just trying to make sure that my numbers are easiest to read instead of checking a credit card, checking bank statements. This one's just kind of whatever. I don't really care about the points. It's a low volume account. So actually scrolling all the way back up here, guys, I want to dig into this right here so we can actually see where this money is going. So if we click into here, all right, guys, so if we're on the back end of this, and we kind of scroll down here, I move my ugly little face in the middle there. That way I didn't block any of the numbers for you guys. We could see this is the product over here that's blurred out, obviously, just to protect that. We see that one sale came through at a price point of $23.87. Okay. And we had a little bit of a promo rebate for shipping here, which I'm not 110%. So this is something I'd be looking into. Like, how they say $1.63 on shipping, that's a little weird of what's going on there. And we see product tax 167 that Amazon obviously takes care of for us when it comes to sales tax, which is nice. They used to not do that for us, but now they do. So we see the sales proceeds at $25.54, and then the subtraction at $1.67 because Amazon withholds that for you, so you don't have to worry about that state sales tax, which is super nice. Then more importantly, we see FBA pick and pack fee and referral fee on item price. So we see $5.40 here. So that's the pick and pack fee. So just make sure on your back end that lines up to like what your estimates were of like, wait a minute. Like I already did this math when I was focusing on my margins. Why am I getting charged $5.40 when it should be like $4.80 based on my calculations? So you can go in there to see if they maybe miscalculated the size and the weight of your packaging. And what you can do on the back end is you actually can click this little help button down here and then eventually go make a case, which I have videos on. You know, if you just seller support cases, things like that, later down after this video, where you can actually request a Cubis scan on your item to see if they potentially messed up your FBA fee there. Referral fee is pretty standard. So whatever your category is, it's just 15%. So I see changed your seller account balance here is $14.89. So how do I know my profit from this? So after everything Amazon takes here, okay, so if my product is cost $5, let's say $4.89 for this case, for this product, it costs that much. I'm taking home $10 in profit, right? So I subtract my cost of goods sold, so my COGS, C-O-G-S. So that's including a per unit price for buying the item and then eventually shipping the item over. So I just take my total order amount plus my shipping and divide that how many units I have. So that's my total cost of goods per unit. So I know if I could bring home $14.89 and it cost me $4.89 to actually get there, I'm making $10 profit per sale. And so I can check these numbers to make sure like maybe my COGS are actually $15. So I'm losing 11 cents per item sold here. Something's wrong, right? We need to look into that immediately. And this is where we can tell what's going on in your account side of things here. So hopefully the transactional view makes sense for you guys. When you're first selling, you should be back there like a hawk every single day. See what's going on. Make sure the FBA numbers make sense. If there's some weird other transactions, so you can go hunt those down. Learn how the system works, because there's so many people who just don't understand where the money goes in this business, and that's what kills you. If you don't know where the money's going, you don't know what your profit is, you're gonna get burned, okay? So sorry I keep beating that in, but just we started with the most important thing, and I just want to hammer that in for you guys. Next, we have all statements. I don't really mess with this too much. Disbursements we can check out. Essentially just tells us what is being deposited in our bank account every 2 weeks. So this works on like a 2-week system here. And then advertising invoice history, which I saw in transactional view. So if I want this more brought out, I'll go over here as well. In Canada, this is kind of important because they charge you a tax based on province for your advertising, which is ludicrous, but if you're getting charged more for your advertising, maybe go check here to see what you're getting taxed for your certain province tax there. So that's important. In the US, I have not seen this myself. On my accounts, I have not seen this as well, but just something I thought about there for you guys to look into. So again, disbursements to see what's going on, transfer to your bank account, transactional view is where you should be focusing the most on. And then you can use Helium 10 Profit Tracker to go deeper into the daily numbers and everything like that. Okay, on to the next report, guys. So again, we're getting deep into this. So the next report I find very important is business reports. And I'm going to move my ugly face back to the right there for you guys. So you guys don't have to see that, but business reports here is the next one. Seller wallet. So this is a actual thing where you can transfer your funds from different currencies. Again, look into that if you have to. I don't really care about that personally. There's other ways to do that. Amazon Selling Coach. I don't actually know what this is, but I've never used it, so I'm just going to guess it's not important. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. Business reports is the next one I use. Okay, so business reports is super important. Let's click into that one. All right, guys. So we're on the sales dashboard from the business reports. And this one, again, is one of my favorites. We're almost going in order in how important this stuff is, but I'll at least tell you why it's important too. So you'll probably have a different angle when you look at this data when we're done here. So we see date here, essentially just sales over time. So this is today's sales. Last year we did 10, so we're lagging here, but not a big deal. Anyways, we can go to like month to date, year to date, things like that. So you can do custom here, just kind of see your sales over time. So let's go past the last week or so here, and we can see units ordered over time. If I scroll up here, essentially what's going on here as well. So how much money, revenue is coming in daily over here. So nothing to write home about, but enough just to kind of some slush fund money for some testing, things like that, which is fun. But anyways, this will just tell you your reports and sales and units over time. So if you're looking for like a long breakdown of your product sales, this is where you go, but this is not the most important thing on this page. What's actually the most important thing on this page, if we go over here by ASIN, it's detail, page, sales, and traffic. You can break it down a little bit more here and look over here, but this is the 99% of the time, if I'm going back here, this is what I'm using. So detail, page, sales, and traffic. So I'm going to click into that. All right, so on this page, yes, I moved my face again, but on this page, we see business reports, detail, page, sales, and traffic. And we can do the dates here. So I just did the last month, which you can select any dates here. And then you can do show hide columns here to what's going to pop up. So I actually took, just to protect so we didn't have to edit it out, essentially, I took away the title, the ASIN, the SKU. But what's going to happen if we could show this stuff is you're going to see your title, your ASIN, and know exactly what product this goes to. So we can see like this is one product, this is your second product, third product, and you'll be able to see exactly, if you go and follow along and do this on your end, you'll be able to see exactly what's going on here per product. Now, why this is so cool, okay, is we can actually see the traffic, the sales, the percent, the conversion rate here, and everything like that. So we can see where our weak spots are on our Amazon listing. You know, we can see the orders, everything like that. Okay, so if I scroll up here, okay, so we see sessions total up here. So what is this? So session totals are actually unique page views. Okay, so if you have to take notes here, guys, or just like bookmark this video to come back when you're looking at your own data. So session totals are unique page views in 24 hours, essentially, right? So this doesn't count if it's the same person coming back to your listing. It only counts once. So unique page views here, essentially, just know that in your head. Session total B2B. So B2B here, every time you see it, is business to business, essentially. So I have a business account and I have that enabled on my Seller Central so that Amazon Business Prime members can buy my product through their business accounts. Okay, so you haven't set this up yet, go do it. It's super simple. Just go to B2B on your sidebar there and set that up when you get a chance. But some products do super well here. Some products don't do anything. So just this product does pretty okay over there. So might as well open it up and make sure you have that opportunity there. So I don't really look at this too much. I just consider everything a bonus in B2B. I really care about just the regular stuff. Then we see session percentage total, which is just amount of sessions versus your other ASINs here over that time period. So this should equal up to about 100% here. Page views total, so 723. So this is essentially just page views in general. So there's about 200 people here that came back to the listing within 24 hours, and that's what it shows there. And then the same thing here for B2B and page views percentage. This should equal to about 100 here. But if we scroll over, what's most important here, if we go all the way over here, so we see some other stuff, buy box stuff I'm not really worried about. too much. It should be all pretty much 100%. If it's a little lower, I might go check that out. So units ordered. So we see the amount of units ordered per ASIN here. And so we can see 107 here. If we just use the top example, 25 for B2B. And so unit session percentage. Okay. So this is your conversion rate. All right, guys. Okay. It's unit session percentage. So this is probably the most important factor for your product listing. Okay. So on Amazon, we have higher conversion rates than just a Shopify store. It could be 2 to 3% there. On Amazon, we want somewhere around 10 to 20%. So 20% is really good. But for anything under 10, it probably needs work. Okay. So something's not clicking there, whether that's your photos, your title, maybe you just don't have enough reviews yet. Maybe your review rating is really low. So if you have a really low session percent here, just know that you're not converting. So you need to work on your page when it comes to your listing, your title, your photos, your reviews. This will get a bump here. If you get to that 8 to 12% range, that means you're on your way, I'd say. Anything lower than that, you're probably really struggling. I'm sure PPC is not performing well for you. I'm sure you are it's rough so far. So this is what we're working. This is why this data is so important, guys, because we need to know our conversion rate for this, right? So we know this is super low. We know what to work on, right? We know like, okay, this is the weak spot on my listing for this ASIN, for this product, and we need to work on that, right? So maybe this is 20% here, but I go back over to session total, and maybe this is really low, right? It's like, well, crap, Cam, I got 20% unit session rate, so conversion rate, conversion rate, session rate, unit session rate, same thing there. I don't know why they just don't call it conversion rate. Just makes it more confusing. But anyways, if this is low, it's like, okay, like 20% conversion rate, I just need to send more traffic. Cool. I bump up PPC. Maybe I do some external traffic. So I know my weak spot's there and my conversion rate's just fine on my listing here. Okay. Other ways you can bump this up: coupon on your page, lower price, things like that as well. And then we see order sales and then total ordered items, B2B versus regular here. So I'd say sessions and your unit session percentage are the most important things. You can see what your top ASINs are through this as well and what needs work. Okay. So that right there is very, very important, guys, on your business reports. That should be something you're looking at weekly, monthly for sure, but weekly, and just going back to your previous dates over time to see if that's increasing or decreasing your conversion rate and your sessions and everything like that. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense and hopefully that's valuable for you. So next one, let's go over to, fulfillment. So fulfillment is a beast. All right, guys. So on the fulfillment side of things, now we have pretty much unlimited reports to work from. So again, I'm going to walk through this without making this a 17-hour video. I'm just going to do my best to explain some stuff to you guys, and you can, use what you need to use and go from there. So if we go on the left sidebar here, we see inventory, sales, payments, customer concessions, removals, EPR, Amazon Global Logistics. So we see there's just a ton. These are all reports, guys, and there's so many. Okay. So one thing you could do if you're really interested in this, you can go through these all and kind of figure out what they are for. And we can see, long-term storage fee charges. So if you're getting charged long-term storage fees or concerned you are, you can go take a look at this. Reimbursements, guys, really important here. But we can just go through this. If there's something going on with this is how I kind of use this side, right, guys? There's a few I want to talk about that are really important all the time. But how I use this, if there's something that comes up in my business that's unique, maybe I get an email about this weird inventory issue, maybe there's inventory missing, anything like that, right? I'm going over here, or reimbursements, returns, things like that. I'm going over here. Okay. So starting from the top, inventory. So understanding your inventory, stranded inventory, reserved inventory, just understanding if you go to your managed inventory and you're like, where is this stuff? What does reserved mean? What does that even mean? Well, we can go into here and it breaks down with an Excel sheet, essentially where that stuff is at. Subscribe and save essentially is if you have say it's toilet paper and you just want to just send every 30 days for a customer and they get a little discount. That's what's going on there. You can just Google how to sign up for subscribe and save if you want that. Small and light if you have like really tiny stuff, which they're going to tell you if you are able to get in there or not. Amazon fulfilled inventory, managed FBA inventory, inbound performance, stuff like this. So there's a couple things here like stranded, reserved, things like that I really care about. If you're doing subscribe and save, I do care about that, but we don't do many of those products anymore. And inbound performance, FBA inventory are just kind of more broad ones here. So we see sales next, guys. So we see subscribe and save performance. So just you want to go deeper on that. All orders, which is kind of nice. Essentially, you can go in here and kind of see what's going on with all your orders. Promotions as well. So if you're running any promotions on your page, you can go check out the data on that. Customer taxes. This one I probably should look into soon. I have not done that before, but kind of seeing what your customers are going to be charged. I'm sure it's not that important if Amazon's making sure they're holding it, which we saw on the transaction side. Payments. So you get storage fees. This one's big important. So these are very important to me. Long-term storage fees. Obviously, I go way out of my way to avoid any of these, but if you have these, obviously check it out. Monthly storage fees important. Inventory storage overage fees are also important. And then reimbursements, probably one of the favorite ones. You can go into here because you can see if Amazon damaged something, items are missing, did they pay you for it? So you can go here, get the explanation of what's going on there and making sure you got your money. Customer concessions here, FBA customer returns, replacements, very, very important. So you should be in here all the time. If, because again, you can see this on transactional view when you get charged this stuff. So what you do, if say you got a return, it's clearly a return for an item, you can go back to FBA customer returns and see what the heck happened. And this is so very important to read this data and everything like that. Okay, replacements, same thing to see if there's replacements shipped to people. Removals, so recommended removals. So essentially, if there's stranded items, they're broken, they're unfulfillable, you can see what's going on with removals there too. So if you get those annoying little emails saying you have one unfulfillable item, you're like, what the freak is that? So you can go in here and see what's going on and obviously remove those and see what happened there as well. Okay, so this is a very, very important. Number one, most likely being FBA customer returns, especially as you get into things. But there's a lot here, guys. So just one day, take a cup of coffee, sift through these, start to understand what's going on here. Again, some are not important and some are like reimbursements, customer concessions as far as returns. And there's some stuff up here as well, guys. So, stranded inventory, things like that. So essentially anything inventory related, money related on the account, to go deeper in that, this is where I go for that. If you guys got any more questions on that, leave me a comment down below. I'll try to get back to that. Going back to reports here, guys, the next one's very important is advertising reports. All right, guys, so we're in the advertising reports. It obviously takes us to Amazon ad side of things here in reports. So mainly you can see a bunch of docs downloaded here. So these are STR reports. So this is something I'm always looking at in my PPC to really get familiar. So if you've taken any PPC tutorial, any course on PPC, you probably know about this. So if you don't, get into it. This is a good way to look at your advertising, your keywords that are hitting, sort through it very quickly. Now, if you have like Adtomic or something else that does this for you, fine. Maybe you don't need to go back here. You can also see this under the campaign side of things, like your search term data, things like that. But maybe I'm just old fashioned, but I really care about sponsored search term reports. Okay. So you can actually hit create report to get this. And if you open these bad boys up, it's just all your data, campaigns, what customers are actually searching to buy your products and what the ACost is. So the average cost of units sold. And so essentially like, what's my margin when I sell this thing? And you can see what keywords are performing best. So you can go back to make the best decisions for your bids, adding new keywords to campaigns, moving things into exact campaigns. So this is really important to me to do. And you can actually only go back 2 months at a time. So I'd make every 2 months, I'd be downloading that last 2 months of data. You can see here we have quite a bit. You could also probably set a timer for this too. So we can click into this here and we can do this. And we can go down and schedule time here. So reoccurring, and you can do that every 2 months there to make sure that's always running and you have those Excel sheets when you need them. All right, so going back here, guys. So we just talked about advertising. Now let's talk about return reports. So actually, I don't go in here. I don't know why. I think this is broken. Maybe I'm using it wrong, but I actually don't use return reports. I actually go to fulfillment to look at this stuff here. And I go to FBA customer returns and I click this. Okay. So what happens, I can go down event day, last 365 days, hit generate a report. So we can see all the returns, guys, over time here, the date, the everything. You can see, Amazon order, merchant SKU, ASIN, FN SKU. This stuff's blacked out, but you can see exactly, your title here. You can see all this, your product information here. So you know exactly what your product is. Obviously just blurred out on my side to protect it. And then if we keep scrolling down, guys, move my face again, guys, we can see what's going on with these returns. So we see this one got returned. It's sellable still. Keep going down, keep going down, keep going down. We see defective. So this is going to go into disposable units, right? So units that are unfulfillable that need to get destroyed or taken home. We can go over here as well. Sorry, I should have done that to begin with, guys, but defective item is defective, unit returned to inventory, keep going down. And we see these are sometimes clickable. So it's actually telling us why they returned it, okay? They didn't like the color. All right, so we understand this. So this is important to understand what I need to fix about my product. Maybe my listing isn't clear. Maybe my colors are bad. Maybe they're just being picky. But if you start seeing the same thing over and over and over again, maybe the color on my listing page isn't congruent to what actually they get. Maybe I need to adjust that so it's really obvious of what color they want to get. So we see unwanted item, color wasn't as expected. Okay, so I'm starting to see a common theme here. So they're getting upset about the color. Keep going down here, keep going down. We see sellable damage by carrier. So this one you should get reimbursed for. We see over here, I found prices elsewhere, but black one, a better shape price, didn't like this one. Okay, so great. So we can start to see like really what's going on here. Accidentally ordered the wrong item. So you know, if you see these returns coming down in your listing or in your transactional view on payments, this is where you can see what the heck's going on. And guys, this is really important. One, you know things are getting returned. Two, you know what to start to fix and address and make your listing better, right? Because over time, we want to make sure that our return rate's super low, like under 2%, once we get up to a good selling status, okay? So if we don't, we could put our listing in jeopardy. We're going to get more 1-star reviews, which will kill our listing over time, right, guys? So this is very, very important to understand your returns. You should probably be checking this every other day or weekly. Somewhere in that range, you should be checking this. All right, guys, so that was FBA customer returns, and I was just showing you what to use instead of these stupid return reports. I don't know why I can't get to use them. Custom reports, I've never gone back here. I can find what I'm looking for without these. Inventory reports here, again, if your things are getting moved around, say you send 100 units in and they're all unavailable right now. Like, where are they? Get into here, you'll figure that out. Essentially, like, are they being shipped to this fulfillment center and being dispersed across the country and everything like that? Then tax document library is just where you can get your 1099 to give your accountant or do yourself on QuickBooks or, you know, whatever it is you're doing your taxes on to essentially have proof that like, okay, I did this much revenue. These are my expenses on FBA fees, things like that. So you can use that for taxes. But that is all the reports, guys. I hope this was helpful. Essentially, like, this is so important, okay? If you don't know how to use these, you're at a massive disadvantage and you don't know what's really going on within your Amazon FBA business. Later, next week, guys, if you guys hang in there, make sure you look out for it. I'm gonna go over this performance section, which is talking about defect rates, essentially how to not get your account suspended, because these metrics affect your account getting inactive, them taking your products down, you getting suspended, everything like that. So we'll be going over that next week, so take a look out for that. But if this was helpful, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and you'll be alerted about that next video. Any questions on reports, hit me in the comments down below. I'll try to get to those as well. Otherwise, guys, make sure you check out my video on a full Seller Central walkthrough that goes over much more detail about other sections of Seller Central. And then we'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.